Oh hey gang, how you doing? Jonathan here for Tailhunter Sportfishing, and it's time once again for the Mexican Minute La Paz video fishing report, coming to you from La Paz, Baja, Mexico, and covering all of the fishing action for our Tailhunter Sportfishing fleet for the dates of the 11th through the 18th of August 2023. Wherever you are, hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for checking in. Thanks for spending time with us. And well, let's get into it. I think this is going to be a really short report this week. Kind of a perfect storm in many respects. If my voice sounds a little raspy, I think I've picked up a cold over the last few days, so excuse my voice. On top of it, it's cold, it's dark, it's really ominous outside. And speaking about perfect storms, you may be watching this at the time you're watching this, we may have Hurricane Hillary on top of us. Now, I don't think it's going to be terrible. I think it's going to be worse because looking at the tracking, it looks like it's going to be heading further north than us. In fact, I think Southern California is probably going to get hit a lot harder than we are down here in Southern Baja. But that being said, you know how storms are, especially hurricanes. It's got these wide arms that reach out. We already got some rain that came in fact, at Tailhunter Restaurant yesterday. We had to bring out the sandbags because we did get flooding, and then it cleared up. But right now, the clouds are looking really ominous. It's really dark. We thought they were going to close down the port today, and we weren't going to be able to get anyone out fishing, but they opened it up. But I don't know how long we're going to be able to stay out there fishing. We were able to put some boats out today. In fact, everybody got out who was supposed to get out. But looking at things, I just don't know. They may come back early. I don't think they'll be able to get to the spots where we've been hitting the Dorado recently. So, it's hit or miss, but at least we got them out there, and I feel really bad. We tell everybody, make sure you buy trip insurance. For some of these guys, this may be the only day they get out on their vacation. They've been planning all year, but, we can't control the weather, and it looks like maybe today's the only day they're going to be able to get out fishing, because I think the next couple of days the port captain is going to close things down, so there'll be no boat traffic in or out of the port of La Paz. And over at Las Arenas, the winds and the waves are already coming from the south, and that means we're not even going to be able to push off the beaches and get out fishing. So I think for the next 2 days, or by the time you're watching this, we'll be shut down at least for a couple of days. So we'll keep you posted on that. I feel really bad for folks coming down. I feel really bad for everyone that's been planning their vacations. We have no control over the weather, but that's also why I tell you, don't leave home without buying the trip insurance. I tell folks from the very beginning when we book you, make sure you buy the trip insurance, not only for your fishing, but your hotels. Airlines may get canceled. I know some of our clients are calling and changing their airline flights, or their airlines are changing their flights. So things are getting messed up right now. Things are getting jumbled. Everything's kind of up in the air as we wait to see what happens with Hurricane Hillary. Right now, as I'm talking to you, it's very early in the morning. It's very dark outside. The clouds are really looking pretty ominous. As I said, I've seen some thunder, or I've heard some thunder, seen some lightning bolts, and I just don't know how it's going to be. Right now, Hurricane Hillary is about 400 miles south of us, and it's a Category 3 hurricane. I see in some of the advisories that winds are blowing anywhere from 150 to 165 miles an hour. Like I said, I don't think it looks like it's not going to hit us directly, but it's going to give us a glancing blow, drop some rain, strong winds, but it's going to hit further north, much harder than it's going to be here in La Paz. But that being said, we're still going to get some rain and some wind, and it's going to shut down our fishing. So not much more to tell you. Now, earlier I told you this is a perfect storm. I got a bad voice. We got a hurricane on top of us, and on top of it, if you've been watching my fishing reports, I've been doing these for almost 30 years, every single week. If you've been watching the Mexican Minute, you know that I always put a whole bunch of fishing pictures on in our fishing gallery. I don't have many this year. There goes my voice. As we go through the week and folks give me their photos, as my captains give me the photos, I put them on a disc and I have them ready to go. So when I put this together, I've got all these photos ready for you. Well, the disc got erased. Just one of those things that happens. It's never happened before in 30 years, but all the photos from last week, they all went somewhere. They went where your socks go when you put them in the dryer. But I only have a couple photos for you this week, so I really apologize for that. That being said, the Dorado are still biting, still some nice 10 to 15 pound fish, and some big spots all over La Paz, at least before the storm. Also some bigger fish, that 30 to 40 pound class Dorado still hanging out. I don't know how the storm's going to affect things, but very often after the storms, you give it a day or two to settle down, all this debris gets washed into the water, and it creates a great habitat, which brings in the bait, which brings in more fish like these Dorados. So hopefully, even after the storm, the Dorado bite will continue. Last week, we were still getting Dorado, still getting Jack, still getting Pargo, Cabria. We went looking for some tuna. One of the guys did get a hookup on the tuna, lost the fish after an hour and a half, had a billfish hookup. No shortage of action. So we're just going to try to get through this storm and hopefully see it on the other side. Hopefully the boats don't come back too early, and hopefully when they come back today, they'll have some fish. I'll keep you updated, but in the meantime, I'm Jonathan for the Mexican Minute. Sorry this is so short. Sorry I don't have a lot of photos for you, but wanted to get this report out to you. You take care. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jonathan for the Mexican Minute. We'll talk to you again real soon.